85% of people that attend our courses at the Money School don't budget. And when I investigate further to understand why this is, it's because they actually don't know how to budget. Money is a learned skill like riding a bike, and unfortunately most people have never ever learned how to ride that bike. So what happens is people think they're budgeting. So for most of their life they try and budget. The budget actually doesn't work. So what they do is invariably they just give up, and then they try and use creative accounting to try and make their money work every single month. So let me explain to you what most people do. I thought that I would explain 2 things that people do badly so that you can work out whether this is what you do and this is why possibly your budget isn't working every single month. So the first thing is that what most people do is that a couple of days before payday, they work out what their budget is, whether you're using a spreadsheet or you're doing it on the back of a matchbox. It's all okay to understand what your income is, what your expenses are, what you're going to save. The problem is that the next time people look at this is in a month's time, just before next payday. So what people are invariably doing is that they're just really good planners. They plan now, 5 days before payday, and then in a month's time, they plan again. So what they're actually doing is they're professional planners. They're not budgeting. Budgeting is the actual act of taking a look at the plan a week later and saying, am I on track? Have I spent too much? Because for example, you might say, well, I'm going to go out twice a week for dinner and entertainment, and that might be 200 Rand a time, so that's 400 Rand times 4 months, that's 1600 Rand for the month. But how many times do you go out when you get paid? You certainly don't go out twice in the first week. It's probably 5 or 6 times if you include Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, and all these things. So what happens is people are running out of money because they're actually not budgeting but thinking they are. The second thing is that when you set up your budget, are you still asking yourself the question, income minus expenses, and then trying to work out whether your budget works? There's a serious flaw with this strategy, and this is how it works. If you're saying income minus expenses, what you're actually trying to do is work out how to blow your money. Because what you're doing is you'll go down your spreadsheet and you'll say, hey, I've actually got a little bit of money left over at the end. So what that actually means is maybe I can have that extra dinner, or possibly I can go away for that weekend. So yes, my budget does work when I have a 0 at the bottom. What wealthy people do differently is they prioritize their wealth building activities. And in a previous lesson, you may have seen that what we taught is pay yourself first. So when you apply this to the budget, it works like this. Income minus savings first. What's left over is what you work out what your expenses look like. Then what you're doing is prioritizing your wealth building and making sure that you can live on the rest. This way, no matter what you do with your money every single month, you're still building wealth as long as you don't go and get yourself involved in more credit at the end of the day.